Hello, welcome to Dojo. Dojo is a sample-based synthesizer developed for Native Instruments Kontakt. It is inspired to the principles of Japanese martial arts, which are translated and applied to creative sound design. Dojo features two main instruments, the Kumite synth and the Kata synth. The Kata synth has been conceived to create evolving atmospheres and melodies, textures, subtle sound beds, and underscore sequences. It features organic samples of cello, double bass, viola, violin, crystal baschet, metallophones, voices, orchestral woodwinds, piano, designed organic sounds, and much more. The Kata synth also has a separate sample import instrument, where you can drag and drop your own samples and use them within the core engine of the Kata synth. The Kata synth is based on two layer sources, L1 and L2, and two key sources, K1 and K2, for a total of 171 sources. Layers categories are strings, winds, bowed, metallic, vocal, drone, and atmospheres. Keys categories are metallophones, piano, keys, plucks, and staccato. You can select the sounds directly from the menus by using the navigation arrows or browsing the categories that show up when the sounds button is switched on. The core functionality of the Kata synth is the XY pad in the perform screen, which you can use to deeply manipulate the available samples by simply dragging the cursor within the XY area. The XY pad is fully customizable and mappable. Let's click the Map XY button. Here we find the X parameter and the Y parameter menus, where you can choose the parameter you want to control along the X and Y axis of the pad. You can set the range and the direction along which you want the parameter to be controlled from the XY pad. Also, you can map the cursor of the XY pad to a MIDI controller by simply double-clicking on the two X and Y CC sliders, or by manually entering the numeric value of the CC in the corresponding tabs. The horizontal and vertical cursor movements can also be controlled in your host DAW. In the layer screen, we find the controls for layer 1 and 2. The big knob in the middle is the L12 morph. Then we have volume envelope, filter cutoff, resonance and LFO, bitrate and sample rate. In the Keys tab, we find two separate arpeggiators for K1 and K2. Here we can control velocity sensitivity, fade in and fade out independently. Also, we find filter cutoff, volume envelope and sample degrade for K1 and K2 sources. All the parameters controlled by the XY pad change accordingly in the screens where they're located. For example, the L12 morph knob in the layer screen follows the values in the XY pad, where set morph parameter is assigned to the Y axis. Finally, let's see the FX screen. Here we find compressor, delay, and reverb, which can be independently turned on or off. The compressor helps to easily gel together the modulated layers and achieve a thicker sound. The delay features the replica delay in Kontakt, allowing you to choose among different algorithms: modern, analog, tape, vintage, and diffusion. The reverb consists of a convolution module where you can choose from several pre-designed impulse responses to further shape your sound. Once you program a modulation movement that you like, you can experiment by selecting different sound sources from the main menus and fine-tune the modulating parameters in order to obtain multiple variations of the same movement or completely different ones. Or you can browse the vast selection of available presets and try them with different source sounds or by changing the modulation settings. If you want to have a broader idea of how Dojo sounds like, please have a look at the Dojo sound demo video on our YouTube channel or listen to the audio demos at the Dojo product page on our website. Thanks for watching.